All right. Come on, follow me. All right. Okay, guys, welcome to our brand new Albert Michelson exhibit. Are you guys a little bit familiar of who Albert Michelson was? No, not sure at all. All right, so I get to be the first one to tell you. He was originally born in Poland. He took a ship all the way from Poland to New York. It was over 4,000 miles. They spent some time in New York before they made their way down to Central America, and they walked across the Isthmus of Panama. There was no Panama Canal to sail through, so they had to walk through the jungle. And Michelson, he was a toddler at this time. So could you imagine taking you and your family and a toddler on a hike through the jungle? Their next trip was from Panama to San Francisco. They took another ship, and then from there they took a stagecoach to Murphy's. So why would someone want to make that huge journey all the way to end up in America?
Gold.
Gold? So this was the 1850s. This was after the gold rush.
Oh,
because America better.
During that time, America was a much better place to grow up. So his family did all of that so he and his siblings could have a better life. So in part of that, take a glance over at this section right over here. I know it's kind of dark and kind of small, but if you take a look at that, so that is what Murphy's looked like back in Michelson's time. So there were no motorized vehicles. It was a completely dirt road, and it was a lot wilder and more untamed back in his time. So Michelson, he went to school here. So in Calaveras County, in the little town of Murphy's, there is a 2-room schoolhouse. And it's actually still there. For a long time, it was one of the longest operating schools in California. How did you make money during gold rush year at California?
Found gold.
You find gold? How else? I need one more. How else do you make money in gold rush year at California?
finding materials.
Yes, exactly. So his father owned a dry goods store, and Michelson, when he wasn't studying in school, he was helping out his father in the dry goods store. And Michelson was not the only member of his family to go on to do great things. His siblings were also very talented. If you look up Albert Michelson, his siblings kind of get more attention than the Nobel Prize winner. After he finished his school here in Calaveras County, he went on to San Francisco. He joined the Naval Academy, where he went on to further develop his love of science. So I have a question for you guys. What do you guys think light is?
Light.
What's light?
It's like something.
Bright. Like, okay.
It sure is something, right? Electricity. Electricity makes light. So back in Michelson's day, they didn't know what light was either, because if you tried to measure light, it either behaved like a wave or it behaved like a particle. But if light's a wave, what's light traveling through? If you think about the sun, there's no air for it to travel through. What do you think?
Atmosphere.
The atmosphere? So that's kind of what they thought back in the day, was maybe there's some kind of atmosphere that's in space that maybe we don't know about. So they called it the ether. So he, using all of his learning and his obsession with precision, what he did was he developed this cool big laser. And this was a much more scaled down version of Michelson's interferometer. This still uses the same principle, and it's the same mirror layout. Well, what he was trying to do here was he shot 2 high-powered lasers at each other and then at a sensor. And so if those lasers met at the sensor at different times, that there was interference happening. And that means that the ether was something that existed. What he found was there was no ether. So because of all this hard work, as I said at the beginning, he won the Nobel Prize in Physics. He was the second American ever to win a Nobel Prize. Teddy Roosevelt beat him by just that much. We're very proud to have a Nobel Prize winner here in Calaveras, and that's why we have this entire exhibit set up. We wanted to show Calaveras students that even though they come from this small rural community, they can go on to do cool things like win a Nobel Prize. we're gonna step on over here. We have kind of a fun game for you guys back
This
here.
is the activity. Okay, so simple activity. Put glasses on. Stand on the letters that you see.
No way.
Give your glasses to Shane. Let's double check. Make sure we may
Let
have,
Ollie do
we
it.
may have to go to the optometrist after this.
You guys are colorblind. Hold up.
Let's stand on those colors.
Why the thing is rainbow red?
It's like.
Do you agree with that?
It's messing up the fragmentation.
That's red and blue. That's red and blue.
It's disrupting the fragmentation.
What color do you
of
see,
light.
Raphael? I think she lost it. Okay.
White is
All
always
right,
one.
Chase, you gotta prove this one.
Probably.
I'm sure he doesn't fall.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
Wait, he's thinking.
All right. So obviously, the lights that we see are not the lights completely that we see, and in reality, they're made up of a variety of different colors, and actually every single element on the periodic table has its own special kind of thumbprint. This is a very basic concept, but from here, we're going to switch over into how they took this concept and expanded it into kind of our current knowledge of a lot of different things.
So this is our spectrometer. And what a spectrometer does is it does what your glasses just did, but on a much more precise level. And so your glasses separated those colors out into kind of vague, like primary basic colors. This one does it very, 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 very precisely. So why would scientists want to split those colors up? So every single element on the periodic table has its own kind of light thumbprint. And so if you split that light up into like a readable thumbprint, it creates this sort of language of light that scientists are able to read and learn a lot about really super distant stars. So if you ever wondered how scientists know what's the sun made out of, or if there's water on distant planets, it's using something like this. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to have like a little quiz out here for you.
Winning group gets a set of these things up. Why did Michelson's family move to Murphy? A, father was a gold miner. B, they are hoping for a prosperous life. Or C, they were running from the law. And show. All right. You guys are picking stuff up. Glad you guys are paying attention.
Oh, yay! Why are they just a smiling face?
How far is this museum from Murphy's? How far is this museum from Murphy's?
No.
Maybe not, but take a guess.